We've said before that the application's architecture conditions, among other things, the way they're programmed. In this module, we'll focus on web applications that will run on a smart client. In other words, customer-facing applications that allow us to provide the best possible user experience. So far, we've seen how to use web panel objects, both for developing the travel agency's back-office web application and the customer-facing web application that the travel agency will offer to its customers. We've also seen how web panels are designed and programmed, keeping in mind that most of their logic runs on the server. As we're now interested in programming that is focused on the user experience, we should use an object that helps concentrate the logic on the client side of the application. Every screen that the user interacts with, from both web and native applications, has a visual part that's displayed on the client and an associated logic. In the applications we're now interested in, customer-facing applications with the best possible user experience, this logic is executed on the client. And the server has services that provide the client with functions related to retrieving and maintaining data. The GeneXus object that allows us to add code that runs on the client, as well as code that will run on the server through the invocation of backend services, is called Panel Object. This object will allow us to develop customer-facing applications, including web and native mobile applications. In order to have these complex applications on the client side, the front end, we'll use Angular to generate the web client and Android or iOS for a native application client. GeneXus generates the server part, the backend, in .NET, .NET Core, or Java. We'll look at the panel object starting with its logic, and then we'll focus on screen design. What's interesting about this object is that the screens designed for the web application can then be used in the native application and vice versa, because the programming method is valid for both platforms. This is just an introduction to the panel object, particularly for web screen development. In other courses, such as web application development with Angular or native mobile application development, you can learn much more about the use of this object.